Let me ask you something. What if the start of a new year isn't just a date on the calendar, but a doorway? A chance, not just to wish for change, but to become someone new, not through massive overhauls or overnight resolutions that fade by February, but through small, intentional habits that shape who you are, day by day. The ancient Stoics knew this long before modern self-help books filled our shelves. Think of Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, or Epictetus. These weren't just philosophers, they were doers, leaders, humans just like us, trying to live with clarity, purpose, and strength. And their secret? It wasn't motivation, it was discipline through daily action. Because real transformation doesn't come from grand declarations. It comes from the little things, how you spend your mornings, what you say to yourself, what you choose to focus on. So in this video, we're not chasing a fantasy of change. We're building it step by step with 10 powerful Stoic habits you can start today. Whether you're looking to feel calmer, think clearer, or live more intentionally in 2025, this is your foundation. This is where reinvention begins. Let's dive in. Habit 1. Start small, achieve big. Let's be honest, when we think about changing our lives, we often imagine something huge. A bold decision, a dramatic reset, a total transformation. But here's the truth. The biggest changes don't start big. They start small. Tiny, consistent actions, done every day, can shape your entire future. Think about it. Walking just 10 minutes a day, writing 100 words a night, one small choice, repeated daily, turns into massive progress over time. That's not just productivity talk, it's ancient wisdom. Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, once said, "Every day is a new life." He wasn't being poetic. He meant, treat today as its own chapter. Do something small that moves you forward. Because those small wins build confidence, reduce overwhelm, and, most importantly, create momentum. Let's say you want to improve your health. You don't need a perfect workout plan. Just start walking. Or if you dream of writing a book, don't wait for the perfect outline. Just write 100 words today. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. So here's the takeaway. You don't need to change everything overnight. You just need to take the first small step and take it consistently. Start small, stick with it, and watch what happens. Habit 2. Master your anxiety before it masters you. Let's talk about anxiety, not the kind that hits you like a thunderstorm, but the quiet kind. The one that builds slowly in your mind. The what-ifs, the self-doubt, the fear of things that haven't even happened yet. The Stoics had a powerful insight here. It's not the events themselves that cause distress, it's how we interpret them. Seneca put it simply, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Think about that. How often do we spiral, not because of what's happening, but because of the story we're telling ourselves about it? Here's what the Stoics teach. Instead of trying to control everything around you, focus on what you can control. Your thoughts, your actions, your response. Imagine you've got a big presentation coming up. Anxiety kicks in. What if I mess up? What if they judge me? Instead of going down that rabbit hole, pause. Ask, what can I do right now? Maybe it's rehearsing your opening line, or taking 5 deep breaths, or reviewing your notes. One helpful habit? Write it down. Put your fears on paper. Then next to each one, write one small action you can take to address it. When you shift from worrying to doing, anxiety loses its grip. Remember, you're not powerless. You control your response, and that's where your strength lives. Habit 3. Design daily habits that fit you. Life can be noisy, chaotic, unpredictable. And in the middle of all that noise, it's easy to feel lost, pulled in a dozen directions. But that's where your habits come in. Your daily habits are your anchor. They keep you grounded, focused, aligned. But here's the key. They need to fit you. Not what you saw on Instagram, not someone else's morning routine. You need to build a rhythm that matches your energy, your values, and your goals. Maybe you're a morning person. Maybe you're not. Maybe you do your best thinking after dinner. Great. Own that. Start your day with intention, not impulse. Don't just reach for your phone. Ask yourself, what truly matters today? You don't need a rigid schedule. You need a structure that breathes. For example, block time for deep work. Take short recovery breaks. Leave room for flexibility. Life happens. The Stoics believed in discipline, yes, but not mindless routine. They believed in conscious, value-driven action every single day. So instead of copying someone else's blueprint, create your own, one that supports your clarity, your priorities, and your peace. Because when your habits fit who you are, that's when you start to feel truly in control. Habit 4. Break bad habits to reclaim your freedom. Here's a hard truth. You can't be free if your habits are running the show. Because real freedom isn't about doing whatever you want. It's about having the power to choose what serves you, instead of being controlled by what drains you. We all have patterns, little things we do on autopilot. Doom scrolling, skipping workouts, reacting instead of responding. The Stoics believe that discipline is liberation, and that begins with awareness. Step 1. Identify the habit. Not just the surface action, but what's underneath. What triggers it? What feeling are you avoiding? Then, replace it. Not with shame, but with something better. If your bad habit is checking your phone when you're anxious, replace it with a deep breath, a walk, or even writing one sentence in a journal. And here's something people often forget. Your environment matters. Want to stop eating junk food? Don't keep it in the house. Want to read more? Put a book on your pillow. Make the good habit easier than the bad one. And if you slip up, that's okay. You're human. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. Be kind to yourself, adjust your course, and keep moving forward. Because every time you choose growth over impulse, you reclaim a little more of your freedom. Habit 5. Prioritize what truly matters. Let me ask you something. Where is your time actually going? We all say we're busy, but being busy isn't the same as being intentional. And the truth is, most of us aren't short on time. We're just spending it on the wrong things. Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, nailed it centuries ago. It's not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. It stings because it's true. We scroll, we binge, we say yes to things that don't align with our values, and then wonder why we feel unfulfilled. So here's the challenge. Start tracking your time, just for 1 week. Every hour, every distraction, every moment of real focus. Because when you see where your time actually goes, you start making different choices. You don't need to cut out every pleasure, but you do need to protect your priorities. Ask yourself, what really matters to me? And, does my calendar reflect that? If not, adjust. Say no more often. Schedule in what fuels you. Learning, rest, family, creative work. Your time is your life, so use it on purpose. Because when you start giving your time to what truly matters, that's when your life starts to feel meaningful. Habit 6. Embrace challenges to grow. Let's be real. Nobody likes struggle. But what if the thing that's standing in your way is actually showing you the way? The Stoics didn't see obstacles as punishments. They saw them as teachers. Every challenge you face, every setback, rejection, or failure isn't just something to survive. It's something to learn from, to grow through. Marcus Aurelius put it beautifully. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Read that again. The obstacle is the path. It's not about asking, why is this happening to me? It's asking, what is this trying to teach me? When something hard shows up, don't shut down. Lean in. Maybe that failed job interview sharpened your clarity. Maybe that broken relationship revealed your worth. Maybe that illness taught you how to slow down and be present. Each trial strengthens something in you: resilience, adaptability, courage. That's what growth looks like. Not comfort, not ease, but becoming stronger through resistance. So the next time life throws you something heavy, try this. Pause, breathe, and ask, what's the gift here that I don't see yet? Because once you shift that perspective, even your hardest moments become fuel for your evolution. Habit 7. Surround yourself with people who help you grow. Here's something we don't talk about enough. Your environment shapes you, especially the people in it. Your mindset, your habits, your energy, they're all being influenced. whether you realize it or not. So pause for a second and ask yourself, who are you spending the most time with? Are they lifting you up or pulling you down? The Stoics understood this deeply. They believed in surrounding themselves with people who challenged them to be better, not just more comfortable. Because growth doesn't happen in isolation. It happens in community, in conversation, in reflection with people who get it. So take a moment to audit your circle. Who inspires you to take action? Who drains your energy, even when you're just talking to them? Who holds you accountable, not with judgment, but with care? And here's the twist. You're not just influenced by others, you're influencing them too. So the real question is, are you the kind of person others grow around? Being intentional about your relationships doesn't mean cutting everyone off. It means choosing connection with people who share your values, who want to evolve, and who help you stay aligned. Because when you surround yourself with people who reflect the future you want, you'll get there faster, and you won't have to do it alone. Habit 8. Embrace change as a catalyst for growth. Let's face it, change can be uncomfortable. We resist it. We fear it. Sometimes we even fight it. But here's the truth. Change is not the enemy. Resistance to change is. Life will shift. Jobs will end. People will leave. Plans will fall apart. But that's not failure. That's transformation. The Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, "Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end." Think about that. What if losing your job is the nudge you needed to finally pursue something meaningful? What if a breakup isn't the end, but the beginning of rediscovering your worth? When we stop clinging to how things used to be, we make space for what could be. The key is flexibility, not just in action, but in mindset. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" try asking, "How can I grow through this?" Change isn't just something to survive, it's something to use, a reset, a realignment, a chance to rebuild better. So the next time life shifts beneath your feet, remember this. You don't have to have all the answers, you just need to stay open, to let go of what was, so you can step into what's next. Because growth doesn't come from staying the same. It comes from learning to flow with the change. Habit 9. Learn to say no. Here's something nobody taught us in school. You can't say yes to everything, and still say yes to yourself. We live in a culture that glorifies being available, agreeable, always on. But here's the truth. Every yes to something unimportant is a no to something that matters. The Stoics understood this. They believed that self-control is a form of wisdom. And sometimes, wisdom means saying, "No. Thank you." Saying no doesn't make you selfish. It makes you intentional. It's setting a boundary, not out of rudeness, but out of respect for your time, your energy, and your values. Try this. Think back to 3 times you said yes recently, but deep down, you wanted to say no. What did it cost you? Your peace, your time, your focus? Now imagine how things might have gone if you had responded with a clear but kind no. Something like, "I appreciate the offer, but I need to pass this time." Or, "Thanks for thinking of me. I'm focusing on a few priorities right now." Short, honest, respectful. You don't owe everyone access to your life. Protect your energy like it's your most precious resource, because it is. In the end, learning to say no is one of the most powerful ways to say yes to the life you truly want. Habit 10. Bounce back stronger after failure. Let's talk about something we all face, failure. Not the kind that makes headlines, but the quiet, personal kind. The job you didn't get, the project that didn't land, the relationship that fell apart. It hurts, but it also teaches. The Stoics didn't fear failure, they embraced it, because they knew failure isn't the end, it's the beginning of something deeper. Marcus Aurelius said, "The obstacle to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." In other words, the thing that knocks you down might be the very thing that helps you rise stronger. So here's the habit. Every time you fail, pause. Write down 3 things you learned. Then, 1 clear action you'll take next. That's it. Simple, powerful. Because when you reflect instead of retreat, you build resilience. You train your mind to see problems not as walls, but as doors. Imagine if every setback became a turning point, not because you avoided it, but because you faced it with clarity and courage. This is how growth works, not in the absence of failure, but in your ability to bounce back from it. So the next time you fall, don't freeze. Get up, take a breath, and take the next small step forward, because that's where strength is born. Conclusion: rebuilding yourself is a lifelong journey. Let's end with a reminder you might need to hear today. Real change doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't come from a breakthrough moment or a perfect morning routine. It comes from small, quiet actions, done consistently. That's the Stoic way. It's not about chasing perfection. It's about showing up every day, even when it's hard, even when it's boring, even when no one's watching. Marcus Aurelius said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." So if you want to rebuild your life, start there. With your mindset, your habits, your daily choices. You don't need to master all 10 habits at once. Just pick one. Start today. Stick with it, not for a week, but for a season. Because the most powerful changes often look invisible at first, but over time, they reshape your entire identity. This isn't about becoming someone new. It's about returning to who you've always had the potential to be. So breathe deep, start small, stay steady. You're not behind, you're becoming.